Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you a story that has been buzzing in the Turkish entertainment world and has sparked countless conversations across social media and among fans. The focus of this video is on two names that always manage to capture attention, Cemre Arda and Gökberk Yıldırım. Their story, full of emotion and subtle details, has fascinated audiences, and now, with surprising developments, it has taken on a new dimension. Cemre Arda and Gökberk Yıldırım first caught the public's eye when they began appearing together in one of Turkey's most beloved television productions. Their connection was so natural and undeniable that fans immediately began speculating about whether their chemistry extended beyond the cameras. Every glance, every shared smile, and every pause between their lines seemed to suggest that there was something more than just acting. From their earliest joint appearances, the public couldn't ignore the fact that something about them felt different. It wasn't simply their talent, which is undeniable, but the way they carried themselves around each other. During interviews, their answers often overlapped, as if they were thinking along the same lines. On set, colleagues described them as attentive, disciplined, and completely professional, yet there was always an undertone of warmth that didn't go unnoticed. The more the two appeared together, the more fans began to collect tiny details that seemed to reveal a hidden closeness. At first, it was subtle coincidences, a book that Cemre casually held in a photograph and that Gökberk had referenced in a recent interview, phrases posted on social media that appeared harmless on their own but, when compared, created echoes of shared meaning, and even a piece of furniture spotted in the background of a photo that fans identified as belonging to Cemre's home. None of these details offered definitive proof, but they were enough to spark theories and conversations among devoted followers. For a long time, Cemre and Gökberk navigated these speculations with remarkable ease. They never confirmed, but they also never outright denied anything. Instead, they maintained a careful balance, friendly enough to keep their audience charmed, but private enough to protect whatever they might have been nurturing behind closed doors. And so, their story remained in that realm of mystery, until one event changed everything. It began like any ordinary weekend. But early that morning, a routine public bulletin listed several civil ceremonies scheduled to take place in Istanbul. Among them was one that would no longer remain anonymous for long. Just hours later, a video began to circulate online, showing two familiar figures leaving a municipal building, surrounded by a small group of family and close friends. They weren't met by flashing cameras or extravagant decorations, but by petals tossed in the air, spontaneous hugs, and genuine emotion. Yes, it was Cemre Arda and Gökberk Yıldırım. In a quiet, intimate ceremony, they had officially sealed their bond. The news spread at lightning speed. By the end of the day, the short clip had reached fan pages, news outlets, and entertainment blogs across Turkey. They called it an express wedding, and in terms of timing, it was. But those who truly knew Cemre and Gökberk understood that this was not a rushed decision, it was the culmination of a relationship that had been carefully nurtured away from the public eye. Why did they choose such a private path? The answer lies in who they are. Both Cemre and Gökberk have built reputations as serious professionals, focused on their craft rather than publicity. Unlike many in the industry who embrace extravagant weddings as media spectacles, they opted for something entirely different. A civil ceremony allowed them to maintain control, minimize leaks, and protect the moment from being turned into entertainment fodder. It wasn't about spectacle, it was about intimacy. Witnesses from that day described the scene as both serene and deeply moving. Cemre carried a small, delicate bouquet while Gökberk wore a simple, perfectly tailored suit. Their exchange of rings was quiet, almost understated, but the emotion in the room was palpable. There were no press photographers, no exclusive contracts, only the people who mattered most. Family members held back tears, friends offered heartfelt smiles, and even a mistimed joke from one attendee provoked a ripple of laughter that reminded everyone of the couple's joyful spirit. Later, Cemre herself chose to share a black and white photograph on social media. Her hairpin was slightly out of place, a detail that made the image even more endearing, more human. Her caption was brief but powerful. Choosing each other, even when no one is watching. Within minutes, the post went viral. Fans flooded the comments with congratulations, admiration, and heartfelt wishes. Gökberk, in his usual enigmatic style, followed with a carousel of images, clasped hands, a dimly lit doorway, and a piece of sky painted by a fading sunset. His caption was even simpler, just a date and a symbol that quickly transformed into a trending hashtag. The entertainment industry reacted with a mixture of surprise and admiration. Fellow actors, directors, and producers sent them well wishes, while fans celebrated the fact that two of their favorite stars had chosen authenticity over spectacle. Of course, there were also rumors. Some wondered if the secrecy suggested something to hide, while others insisted it was a reflection of absolute clarity and emotional maturity. Those closest to Cemre and Gökberk dismissed the speculation. For them, this wasn't about drama or secrets, but about two people who wanted to protect what mattered most. In a world where every private moment risks being turned into content, their choice was an act of quiet rebellion. Insiders in the industry agree on one thing: Cemre and Gökberk's professional success doesn't depend on their private life. Their on-screen chemistry stems from mutual respect, dedication, and a shared commitment to excellence. Whether or not they share more about their personal life in the future, one fact remains: their bond has already become a symbol of love, balance, and authenticity. Some speculate that they may host a small private dinner with close friends to celebrate further, while others believe they might eventually organize a larger gathering for their families. But one thing seems certain: if they do, it will be on their terms, not dictated by media expectations. Even their honeymoon, if it happens, is likely to be quiet. A coastal retreat, a hidden city, or even a peaceful stay at home. No magazine spreads, no staged photo shoots. For their fans, this story is more than just gossip. It's a reminder that true love doesn't always need an audience. It teaches us that simplicity, privacy, and sincerity can shine brighter than grand spectacles. Cemre and Gökberk have drawn a boundary, asking us to admire their artistry and respect their personal lives. So, dear community, what do you think about Cemre Arda and Gökberk Yıldırım's choice to keep their love private and intimate? Do you believe this was the right move, or would you have liked to see a more public celebration? And, of course, would you want to see them together in future projects? Share your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to hear your opinions. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates, and click the join button to support this channel even more. With your help, we'll continue bringing you the most fascinating stories from the world of Turkish celebrities. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.